All right, everybody, good evening. It is Tuesday, October the 22nd. I'm Shon Gables inside the Atlanta News First studio. And this is our Atlanta News First Plus area where we kind of bring things back and dial it down, make it a little bit slower to just give you an insight about some of the top stories that we're covering today. Our newsroom has been busy. Atlanta really is at the center of everything political right now. We got some top headlines in that area, but also our weather. It's fantastic. Our first alert meteorologist, Campagna, is going to join us in just a bit. But first, Atlanta News First, Carly Barnett breaks down the top 7 stories that we covered in the Atlanta News First newsroom today.
Early voters making their voices heard in Georgia. Candidates hit the campaign trail with just 2 weeks until Election Day. Cash headed back into your pocket. Governor Brian Kemp announces another round of tax rebates for Georgians. Survivors of the Sapelo Island dock collapse relive the tragic moments when an aluminum walkway plunged into the ocean.
It was the most horrific thing I have ever experienced in my life.
A Gwinnett County murder suspect behind bars, 26-year-old Aaron Gillen accused of killing his girlfriend inside her Tucker apartment. Atlantans priced out of the rental market. A clever real estate study found our city is the most expensive for minimum wage workers. Honda recalls 700,000 cars due to faulty fuel pumps. The automaker says they could leak fuel and erupt into flames. Walmart promising to deliver your prescriptions in as little as 30 minutes. The retail giant launching a new same-day pharmacy delivery service.
And boy, oh boy, the election is full of twists and turns as we near the end. We are just 2 weeks away from Election Day, and on the 9th day of early voting, millions of Georgians are showing up to the polls in strong numbers to pick our next president. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon has more.
Over 1.6 million voters have already cast a ballot early here in Georgia, and the Secretary of State's office predicts we are not even halfway there yet. I'm political reporter Doug Reardon outside the Ponce de Leon Library in Virginia Highland. Lots of people coming in and out of this voting precinct here today. The SOS predicts by the end of early voting next week, 3.9 million Georgians will have cast an early or absentee ballot. That smashes early voting records for the state. Former President Donald Trump is campaigning tomorrow in Duluth, and Vice President Kamala Harris is back in Atlanta Thursday campaigning with former President Barack Obama.
And 2 former Fulton County election workers have just been granted control of former New York mayor and former Donald Trump presidential, when he was president, he was his attorney, Rudy Giuliani's Manhattan penthouse. It is no longer his. A federal judge just ordered Giuliani to turn over all of his valuable possessions over to Ruby Freeman and Shea Moss. You probably remember their story. They got international headlines. Last year, Giuliani was found guilty of defamation for accusing the mother-daughter duo of tampering with ballots during the 2020 election. Well, he was ordered today to pay nearly $150 million. In addition to the Manhattan penthouse, Freeman and Moss will get Giuliani's furniture, a collection of his watches, and sports memorabilia. Atlanta News First, Madeline Montgomery, she's going to have a lot more on that story tonight on Atlanta News First at 11 and also on Peachtree TV at 10 tonight. And big warning from federal officials tonight about McDonald's restaurants. I need you to listen up to this, especially if you like to eat fast food. An E. coli breakout has sickened at least 49 people in 10 states, including 1 person who died and 10 who were hospitalized. This is scary. The Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says everyone interviewed in connection with this outbreak had reported eating at a McDonald's before falling ill, and most mentioned eating quarter pounders before they got sick. So again, this E. coli breakout has sickened at least 49 people in 10 different states. So that's just some of the stories we're going to be covering on Atlanta News First tonight here at 11 and Peachtree TV at 10. Be careful out there, folks. And make sure you join myself and Blair Miller tonight at 11. We're in for a wave of warmer, dry weather. First alert meteorologist Campagna is going to join me in just a minute. But we also have Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer tonight working on a big story in South Fulton's City Council meeting. The mayor there, he's pretty controversial. and I'm sure this is going to add to the controversy. He wants to increase his salary. In fact, he wants to double it. Plus, the teenage suspect accused of shooting 4 people to death inside of a North Georgia high school has pled not guilty to felony murder charges. And Colt Gray has entered his plea in Burrough County Superior Court today. That story we are closely following, as well as the fact that we have no first alert weather days, at least not yet. At least I don't think so. But that's where I'm going to toss it right over to my buddy Fred Campagna, who knows all things weather. Fred, it's beautiful outside. How long is this warm stretch going to last?
It is just getting started, Shon, out there. We are in for a great stretch to take us right through the end of the work week. So definitely looking forward to hanging on to some warm weather over the next several days. So I hope everybody's having a great evening, great day. It was beautiful out there again this afternoon, and we are just going to keep it rolling for a few more days. But there are low rain chances coming up at some point here in the 7-day forecast. So we'll start with a live look outside right now. Downtown, it's a mild night in the city. 72 right now in Atlanta. You get outside the perimeter, starting to cool down a little bit. 61 Peachtree City, mid-60s for Lawrenceville, for Covington, for Dallas, and Cartersville. So if you need to let the dog out this evening, it's pretty mild across most of our area. 65 Rome, Camden, Gainesville, Athens right now, Eatonton as well. A couple of 50s as you go up into the mountains, but you'd expect that at this time of the year, certainly. Skies are clear, as they have been for the better part of this month. Still haven't seen a drop of rain at Hartsfield Jackson so far this month. And we may eventually break a record for the month if we don't get any measurable precip through the rest of this month. But I think that's a low chance of that happening with 9 days to go and at least some rain chances coming our way, especially later on in the 7-day forecast and as we get into next week. Low temperatures tonight, not as cool as they were this morning. 56 in Atlanta, a few degrees above normal. 50 for Athens, for Carrollton, 50 for LaGrange. Also, tomorrow during the day, tons of sunshine. How about that high temperature? Getting up there above 80 degrees. So today was a gorgeous 79. Felt nice and warm out there. Tomorrow, 82 Atlanta, 82 Athens, 82 for Thomaston. Rome's 83 degrees, and even up in the mountains tomorrow, within shouting distance of 80. So unseasonable warmth, 10 degrees above normal tomorrow. On Thursday, might tack on a degree or two to hit 84 in Eatonton, 84 for LaGrange, Atlanta around 83 as we hang on to mostly sunny skies. And on Friday, we've got a chance at breaking the record. The record high is 82 degrees, and we are forecasting 83 on Friday. We also have a shot at the record high temperature on Saturday. Look at Saturday, between about 80 and 86 degrees across most of our area. Just a few 70s as you go way up north, but wow, for this time of the year, that is something else. Things will start to change for us, though, on Sunday. Our rain forecast dry for the next 4 days. Spotty showers can't be ruled out on Sunday, so that's one thing we're keeping an eye on. Look at our forecast here as we show you the big map, give you an idea of what's going on in the southeast. And, you know, by no means are we alone in enjoying this very, very dry stretch of weather, along with mainly clear skies. So much recovery happening in parts of South Carolina, western North Carolina, Tennessee, western Virginia. After Helene came through, this is just the kind of month that was needed to be able to do some of those major projects that are going to be needed to get things back to normal at some point in that part of the southeast and mid-Atlantic. Particularly, you talk about around the Asheville area, and you know that area in that general vicinity. They had to reroute a river to get it back into its banks. So they had some major engineering projects to work on earlier this month, and there continues to be some nice weather as a lot of the damage that happened because of those storms is slowly being addressed and repaired. 4 o'clock Friday afternoon, partly sunny skies. Saturday, partly cloudy. Outside chance of a stray shower in the mountains later on in the day and during the evening. And on Sunday, you saw some clouds around, a couple of stray showers drifting through. If we do get any rain on Sunday, it's not going to be very notable for us. It's going to be spotty at worst. And you'll see that here in our forecast for this weekend. 84 on Saturday, mid-70s on Sunday as it starts to turn cooler. And that cool down lasts into early next week, but it's really only to near normal levels. You saw the normal high is about 72. So by early next week, 69 is probably just a couple of degrees below normal. And then by Tuesday, we're back above normal. And those rain chances, they're not very high, only in the 20% range on Sunday and on Monday. Notice those low temperatures in Atlanta, a little bit warmer than normal as well, with lows in the mid to upper 50s. So as Shon was saying, check us out tonight, Peachtree TV, 10 to 11 o'clock, and then on Atlanta News First at 11. We'll see you then. Have a great evening.